I'm Becca and welcome to my channel. Today I want to show you how to make this beautiful 5x7 Shadowbox card with quilled flowered decorations. I've coloured the image in myself on the previous video, so go and have a look at that one if you want. And then I've also got videos showing you on how I do all the decorations. You don't have to make this into a card, it can be just used as a picture frame if you want. It fits a 4x6 photo in, or an image of whatever you're wanting to put in it, and I've just really enjoyed doing it. It's I think the longest part of it is making the quill flowers, if you're doing them with the quilling, or whether if you just use paper flowers and you've die cut them or anything. You can put whatever on, whatever suits your occasion. So let me show you how I did it. Right, so to make the Shadowbox card, we're going to use the image that I coloured in on a previous video. I'll link it up here or somewhere around about where it'll pop up. And this measures 4 inches by 6, because the Shadowbox is to fit a 4x6 photo, so that's the size that I've done the stamped image. And then to make the sides of the frame, you need 2 pieces of card, or whatever colour you want it to be. I've gone for white stamping card from Crafters Companion because it's really sturdy card. And you need 2 pieces that are 7 by 3 inches. And then you need 2 pieces that are, I can get it up, 3 inches by 5 inches. So you need 2 of those. And then you just need a 5x7 card blank. If you've not got any card blanks, all you need is a piece of cardstock that's 10 inches by 7 inches, and then score it down the middle at 5 inches and then fold it, and you've got a 5x7 card blank. So we'll get all the scoring done and out of the way. So we'll go with the longer pieces to start with. Right, so along the short side you want to score at, I'm getting it the right way around, 1/4 inch, 1 1/4, 1 3/4, and 2 3/4. So you need that on both of the long pieces. Then on the 2 short pieces, along the short side you want to score at 1/4 inch, 1 1/4, 1 3/4, and 2 3/4. Then you need to turn it to the to the longer side, and then you need to make 2 little lines down to the second score line here. I'll just show you. You can see that a bit better. We're just going to be doing scoring down to this second line. So put it up against that, and then you're scoring at 1/2 inch and 4 1/2 inch just down to that second score line. And that's all the scoring you need to do. So with the longer pieces you can just get them all folded and burnished. Right, so on the 2 shorter pieces, what we're going to do is we're going to do some cutting away of these pieces. Just my scissors. Right, so these 2 score lines is where we need to cut down. So we're wanting to cut away these sections here. So, and we also need to cut away the score line. So on the right hand side, cut to the left of the score line. And then down just past the score line, and then on the left hand side one, cut to the right of the line and then cut down here. You can see, so you've got 2 little flaps now. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cut from here down to the edge of the 3rd score line. So you're just doing it at an angle from that position at the end of the score line to meet up to where you've cut there. Show you again, then just from the edge up to meet the other one. So you need to do that for both pieces. Okay, so once you've done that, you can get all your folding done. That's all the folding and burnishing done, and I'm cutting away. So the next step is to attach these to our card blank. Now, depending on what picture you're using is whether if you do it in a portrait or a landscape. Because my picture's a portrait, I'm going to be doing it this way. So what we need to do now is just attach each of the sides. Now, when it's coming to just gluing these ones on, I like to use red liner tape. You can use liquid glue. But it's just because it's the first one that's going onto the card, I just want to make sure that it sticks exactly where I want it to and stays put while I'm doing the rest of the folding. So I'm just getting some really thin red liner tape and just running it down that first section. On these pieces you need to put it along the longer side, not the one that we've cut away from. To add the shorter end pieces first. I'll just take some pokey tool and take my liner off. So what you want to do is, if you can fold this back and then just line it right up next to the cardstock. If you're making this just as a picture frame, you don't need the card blank, I forgot to say that earlier. So you just put it up to the edge of the 5x7 and then just, so you've got it completely straight and up to it, and then push that little bit down and just rub along just to make sure it's in place. And do that with the other side. Make a difference whether if you put short ones on or long ones first. It's just, I like to put these ones on so it covers up the little bit here, but it's going to be covered anyway by the edges. I don't know why I've got that preference, that's just the way I am. Noisy drivers going past. So again, exactly the same thing. So you're pushing it right up and make sure that it's at a complete right angle to the other piece. You see that, because you'll be able to line it up with the score lines on the short pieces. So next step is to do the two short pieces. So what we're going to do is, essentially these are just going to curl around each other, and maybe you can see it at that angle. We're going to be making sort of two columns, but when we're putting it down, it's going to butt up to the edge of this line here. So I like to use liquid glue for doing this part because it gives you some wiggle room for getting it in the exact right spot. So got my bit. I'm using quilled all purpose just so that it gets that added strength. So if you curl that round and underneath, and just make sure that it's buttered up to that other side on the inside. You can't really see, I'll show you in a second what again down the column, but just get something long to just push down just to make sure that you're getting the creases in line and everything. There we go. So we've got the top part of it now. So the way that it is, you've got that column going downwards and it's cut at an angle which is going to give us a mitered edge once we put the other side down. So we need to do the same again on the other end. And then you can actually just push it down like that just to make sure that it's all completely flat where it's going to go. It is going to be stood up, so it's going to have to be a box that you put this in, or if you're giving it by hand, it'll not fit in a normal envelope because it's going to be a 3D thing. So now push them down out of the way. We're going to do the two alongside, so we're doing essentially the same thing, but it's all the way along rather than the shorter pieces here. So you'll be getting an idea of what's going to be happening. These sides are going to be, we'll be tucking these ones underneath and then that will make us edge, as mitered corners, sorry. Four sides done. Now if you're wanting to decorate the top part of the frame that's like down here and here, I'll do it now while you can press it flat and push anything down. So if you're using peel offs or stickers or anything, I'm just leaving it plain because I'm putting my quilled flowers on the top. So I'll just show you what we need to do now. So this will be tucking into the two short pieces. So the only little pieces that need gluing up, I'll just put a little pencil mark on just so that you can see. If you push it up and you make sure that it's at a right angle, just put a really light pencil mark in from the corner down to the edge. Same on the other side. I'm going to rub these out before I do it. I just want to show you where to put the glue. So you're only going to be putting glue on this little triangle here and here. Oh, sorry, not on screen. So just those two little pieces. I'll rub it out before that. Okay. And then just push it in to there. Get them both in at the same time, and then just make sure that they're all lined up and you've got your right angles, because you don't want it to be wonky, and they'll just fit together like a jigsaw puzzle really. And just give it a press down. If you're using the cloud glue, any that squelches out from the sides will rub off easy, and if it's PVA it'll just dry clear anyway, so you won't notice. And are you going to stay? There we go. That's the first side. And do the same one. You've got a lovely 5x7 shadow box. So the next step is to just put the picture in that we're going to be using. Just make sure that fits everything. Yeah, that fits perfect. Right, so we'll just put some glue on the back here. If you want to watch me colouring this image in, I've got a video on it, so I'll link that as well for you to have a look at. Oh, it doesn't have to be this image, it can be anything, just as long as it's the 4x6 size to go into the middle. Right, that's our frame complete, so now on to the decoration. Right, so what I've made to decorate the frame is some quilled flowers. I have another video that shows you how to do the basic shapes and a video on how to do quite a few of these flowers and branches, so I'll link those as well. I've just basically used some bended leaves and made a leaf branch. This one, don't know there we go. And I've just used 4, and then I've used a quilling strip, folded it in half and glued, and then folded it and stuck it together so it makes it more firm, and then just stuck the petals on. Then this is a little buttercup that I've made in a previous video, just using a little teardrop dome for each of the petals. And then this one's just a five-pointed flower with some marquise or eyes, depending on what you want to call them. Then this is a 5 teardrop petaled flower, and I've just done that in such a lavender colour. I've just put little flat back gems in the centre of them all, and then I've made some little white daisies. If you want your flowers to go more 3D, you put them in the palm of your hand once you've done, and just push down in the middle and just raise the petals up. It just gives them a bit of extra dimension to them. So that's up to you whether if you want to do that or not. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to place them around the frame and see whereabouts I want them to go, and then I'm going to stick them in with some quilled 3D glue gel. So, right, I've just made a whole bunch of these flowers, so I don't know how many I'm going to use, but I just thought I'd make plenty and then go from there. So I like to do opposites, you know, so to even things out when I'm decorating. So if I'll put the leaves on once I've got the flowers in place. Now you could put them sort of on the inside as well as around the edge. That's up to you, because it's like you're going to be looking at it from it head on, so depending on how many flowers you want to make and put on there, then that is totally up to you. All the flowers put on. So I'm really pleased with how that turned out. I can't stand it up too soon yet because not all the glue was finished drying, but if you just need to put some of them a bit further over, you can just use a bit of other glue and go in with your tweezers just to make sure that they're stopped in place and they're not covering your main image. Probably keep faffing with this for a while until I get it exactly how I want it. When you're trimming the bottom, if you're doing it the same as it, just make sure that your flowers don't come any further down than the bottom edge that's going to be standing up, because it'll not let it stand up correctly. But on your top you can go over the over the top of it, because that one's not going to be where it's being stood or anything. But yeah, I'm really pleased how that's come out. I've had the idea in my head for a little while, and I thought the picture that I'd coloured in would be perfect for it. I just wanted something that it's a nice focal, but you can add some extra flowers to it. So this is a gift as well as a card that you're giving. I've not put any sentiments or anything on it yet, because I don't know what I'm going to be giving it for, but it could be for Mother's Day, anniversary, just because, birthday, anything really. But depending on what you're putting on the picture, it can be tailored to whatever occasion it is, or for whomever you're going to give it to. So I hope you've enjoyed that and it's inspired you to have a go. So check out my other videos on showing you how to do the quilled flowers and the colouring in of the image, and I'll see you next time. Bye!